Hello folks, so here we are approaching a power-packed month. Lots happening in October. So let's get started today with a discussion about the eclipses. And I'm also going to post a separate video on the Rahu-Ketu movement into Pisces and Virgo. Yeah. So today we're going to speak about the first eclipse happening in the sign of Virgo. The eclipse axis is now starting to shift to Virgo and Pisces. So we can expect the drama and the unpredictability to impact areas where these signs fall in your chart. And with this eclipse that's happening on October 14th, here you will have the opportunity to get unstuck with something. It could be something that's been going on for a while. It's something that you've been wanting to end for a long time. So this eclipse is going to give you that opportunity to get unstuck. You will get to do that so that you can get on with your life. It will release you from your situation, your circumstances, once and for all. So let's talk about October's solar eclipse. We have a solar eclipse taking place in Virgo on October the 14th at approximately 5 p.m. UTC in the nakshatra of Chitra at 26 degrees. Ketu will cause this eclipse. Though Ketu is still technically in Libra, 5 degrees away from the eclipse, it's just about to exit, right? But the most important thing here is that Mercury is sitting in Virgo, in its exaltation sign of Virgo. So for Gemini and Virgos, it's an important eclipse. Some change is inevitable now. Like I said, getting unstuck, doing away with an old situation is featured. Mars trining Saturn suggests it's an old problem or situation that is dissolving once and for all. We also have a Mars square Pluto. So, things could happen quite suddenly. It will be difficult. I think you will feel this energy the first couple of weeks of October, because it's approaching. That square is approaching. So it could result in sort of a blow up of sorts. But it would be something that's been ongoing for a long time. Property issues could also feature now. You could see a breakthrough here. It's Mars and Saturn prominent also. For some, it could be an ongoing health issue, and that's going to get resolved once and for all. With all of the new moon cycles, the moon is the darkest, right? So we're talking about Amavasya. So it's just turning from waning to waxing. Amavasya is thus considered a good time for reflection, introspection, going inward. And that's something that if you can afford to do that now, just detach from things, from people, and that's excellent. Going inward is important if you understand the astronomical dynamics too, right? Because when a solar eclipse happens, the moon passes between the Earth and the Sun, obscuring the Earth's view of the Sun. So essentially we're deprived of light because the Sun is getting blocked. And the moon is closest to the plane of the Earth's orbit, casting a shadow over Earth. From our perspective, the moon is completely dark at this time. So going inward, we're essentially disconnecting ourselves from the external world. And the detachment is necessary because we're not getting the light from the luminaries as we normally would. And because of this, there can be confusion, uncertainty. So, often we say refrain from making decisions as new information may present itself around the days surrounding the eclipse. But many times, because it's the nature of an eclipse, it's not possible because we need to take action. We're forced to take action because of someone else, because of a circumstance that's happening that is completely out of our control. So sometimes all we can do is surrender and just let the chips fall where they may. And this is doubly true if you're experiencing the nodal dashas at this time. If you're in Rahu dasha, if you're in Ketu dasha, or Bhukti. Yeah. So back to the eclipse and what's happening there. Of course, for this eclipse, we have to look at the strength and position of Mercury, because it's taking place in Virgo, and Mars, because it's taking place in Chitra. Mercury is in strength and quite powerful right now. So I think that you'll be able to make a good decision. Or rather, the decision will be made for you and ultimately will benefit you. Mars is in the second house from the eclipse with Ketu. So relationship separations and breaks could happen also right now. There could be some family drama occurring also. If that does happen, it's going to be relationships from the past, like the long past, not new connections. Okay? See Mercury's lordship in your chart to see what areas will get impacted during this eclipse. And of course, see where Virgo, and also check where Libra is falling in the chart, because after all, Ketu is still in Libra. Yeah, open communication at this time can be your biggest strength. Besides Mercury's positive aspect, there are no other aspects to this eclipse, so that's quite good. Ketu energy being predominant, it's the end of a long chapter, and this chapter could have started way back in April 2022, or even earlier, around 2013, the last time the nodes were in Libra, Aries. We cannot ignore the fact that Rahu is now in its Gandant position of Aries, less than 1 degree in Ashwini. So as I said, the changes will come with a bang. Also supported by that Mars square Pluto, if we talk about the Western aspect taking place at this time. Sudden beginning, sudden ending. So see where Rahu is falling in your chart. Fated, abrupt, destined. Those kinds of events can manifest. A malefic, or even the moon for that matter, transiting Gandanta tends to intensify the karmic baggage and the karmic consequences. With an exalted Mercury, you will be in a good position to deal with the truths and the facts that surface now. Of course, this eclipse directly impacts Pisces and Virgo, but also those who have personal planets close to the eclipse degree, as usual, right? So if you have a planet in Chitra or in Ashwini, then that area of your life can get activated, and you can see some life shifts happen quite suddenly, right? So for instance, you have Venus there. That will impact finances, relationships. Moon can impact your domestic situation. Sun there impacts your life path, your vitality also, your image. The eclipse falls into the second pada of Chitra, which is Virgo Navamsha. So it's a Virgotham pada. Good time for detailed work. as it can make you a perfectionist. Obsessive compulsive habits can also surface, so be aware of that. So what's Chitra? Let's talk about Chitra a little bit here, where the eclipse is taking place. Chitra is all about creating new things out of nothing. So again, it supports that whole theme of like ending with a bang and big shift happening. Rahu's position in Gandant, Aries, also supports this. Chitra supports the following activities: like buying new clothes, home repairs, arts and crafts, healthcare. Supports performances, decorating. If you wanted to do some decorating, connecting with the opposite sex, preparing medicines, activities requiring charisma and eloquence is supported by Chitra. Chitra's deity is Vishwakarma, who is regarded as the celestial architect. So new beginnings can actually happen very suddenly after an ending, like where you've been waiting to begin something new for a while, and the idea could pop up. Or something could just disappear from your life, making the space for this to happen, right? Because you were not able to end an old chapter, it kept lingering. Well, now the ending will happen quickly and swiftly, so you can move on. Watch for overindulgence, watch for fanatic behavior. This can lead to some imbalances, particularly since we're talking about Virgo and Pisces, right? The natural 6-12 axis. See where Virgo falls from your moon and your Lagna. It is here that you can see the changes manifest. I've actually made remedies videos on each planet, and I always talk about strengthening the moon when it comes to eclipse times, including simple things like keeping a light schedule 1 week before or after, drinking lots of water, doing pranayam, doing meditation, spending more time with family, spending more time at home. It's generally advisable to go inward at the eclipses, especially with the new moons, right? Because it's the darkest at that time. It's difficult to plan at eclipse time, so keep your schedule light if you can, or you just, surrender to what's coming your way. With this eclipse, you may have to act very quickly, and but you'd be in the position to do so with that Mercury that's sitting in Virgo itself. Yeah, so first half of the month is a bit challenging. Yeah, and after the eclipse, things will kind of move in a more positive direction. Yeah. So that's all for now. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, and share button. Yeah. Thank you, folks. All the best.